Alright, this is for question number 12. So this says Emma is baking cookies to sell at a school fundraiser. She spends $12.60 total on ingredients. She sells each bag of cookies for $3.50 and she sells 8 bags total. What is her profit? So first I would figure out how much money she made by she sold each bag for $3.50, so times 8 bags total. And 0 times 8 is 0, 5 times 8 is 40, and then 3 times 8 is 24, plus 4 is 28. So she made $28, but then to figure out her profit, we have to subtract how much she spent on ingredients. So we'll have to do $28 minus $12.60. So 0 minus 0 is 0. I can't do 0 minus 6. I've got to borrow. This becomes a 7 and this becomes a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. Bring down my decimal. 7 minus 2 is 5. 2 minus 1 is 1. So for part A, her profit is $15.40. And then for part B, it says that she gave a fourth of her profit to her friend Cameron. How much money does Emma have left? So I could either multiply $15.40 times 1/4, and you can actually just put this over 1. What you see, what will happen when you do this is you get $15.40 over 4. So finding 1/4 of something is also the same as dividing by 4. So you would divide your money, $15.40 divided by 4. 4 goes into 15 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. 15 minus 12 is 3. 4 goes into 34 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. You subtract and get 2. And then 4 goes into 25 times. You bring your decimal into your answer. So she gives $3.85 to her friend Cameron. Then it says how much is left over. So then finally you'll have to take your $15.40 and subtract $3.85. So I can't do 0 minus 5, so I have to borrow. So I borrow from the 4 and make it a 3, and I'll make this a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. I can't do 3 minus 8, so I've got to borrow again. The 5 becomes a 4, and now this 3 is a 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. Bring down my decimal. 4 minus 3 is 1, and then I bring down this 1. And so the final answer for part B is she has $11.55 left. And then the only other thing that I want to say real quick in this is make sure that you submit your work for this test. This is an example of someone's work. They have written out the question and then the steps for each question. You can see things like how they have 2 rows of numbers when they're multiplying, or whenever they're dividing. You can see all the steps here, so make sure that you show all your steps for the questions listed. It should be a clear picture. You could even also highlight your answers as well to show your steps that way.